King Shakalaka, Queen Vespoid, they are all pathetic excuses for monsters. Stop watching this video. No one cares about the so-called forgotten monsters.
What? What do you mean? Everyone cares about them and they should return in future games. About a week ago, I made a video where I talked about 3 of the forgotten monsters in Monster Hunter, and it did pretty well. A lot of people seemed to like it, so I decided to do another video about 3 more forgotten monsters. In the comments, let me know if any of you remember these, and if there are any other monsters that you consider to be forgotten.
Just start with the monsters already.
Alright, jeez. First off, we have Shengawarin. It was introduced in Monster Hunter 2 and has also made an appearance in Monster Hunter Freedom 2 and Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. As you can see, it has a crab-like look with really long and towering legs. This monster is around 33.88 meters in size, or around 1,333.85 inches. In fact, it is so large that it uses a Lao Shanlung's skull for protection. Its massive pincers are incredibly strong and sturdy, being described as capable of cutting through even the toughest volcanic rock. One of Shengawarin's deadliest abilities is its ability to shoot a gigantic ball of acid from its gigantic skull that can corrode armor rather quickly, and in some cases it can even melt straight through the armor. This monster is extremely territorial and will attack villages and cities if they are in its territory. When battling this thing, as it experiences great pain, its legs will start to turn red.
Shengawarin? More like Shenborin.
The second monster looks like a combination of a pufferfish and an anglerfish. Gobble. It only made an appearance in the 3rd generation of Monster Hunter games, Monster Hunter Tri, Monster Hunter 3 and 3 Ultimate. Its body is covered in purple scales and a bright luminescent lure dangles from its forehead. Its mouth is filled with sharp teeth, its back features retractable spikes, and its tail is tipped with quills which are capable of inflicting paralysis if touched. When enraged, it can puff out its body like a balloon to appear more imposing. Because of its massive mouth and throat, it can swallow prey almost as large as itself, completely whole.
Wonder how it will feel if I swallow it whole.
In case you don't know, the 3rd generation of Monster Hunter games were the only ones to feature underwater combat, and the Gobble was one of the monsters that mostly stayed in the water. A lot of people didn't like underwater combat, so naturally they didn't enjoy fighting this monster, and it got a lot of hate, which is probably why it hasn't returned in other Monster Hunter games. However, I do think that it should be given a second chance, as the newer games don't feature underwater combat, so fighting Gobble on land may actually be fun. And the 3rd monster is Copper Bongonga. It's a subspecies of Bongonga and has only appeared in Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. Basically, due to the loss of its troop of Blango, it has grown larger and stronger. It has a brown coat of fur instead of the normal white coat. And instead of throwing ice blocks in the air, it hurls giant rocks across the ground, and instead of using an ice breath attack, it uses a sand breath attack, which will instantly put hunters in the stun state.
I'd like to see it try and knock me out.
Compared to the other 2 monsters that I've talked about, Copper Bongonga, in my opinion, is the least interesting, and I honestly don't care if it never returns in future games. Guys, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you liked it, and I will see you next time.
You better subscribe.
GameXNations is the best channel in the world.